Homemade Hot Pockets. Let's do it. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Cuba Kitchen Journey, and today we are making homemade Hot Pockets. Now I know what you're thinking, Jared, isn't that an empanada? Yes, I think. I'm not exactly sure what the difference is, but this is folded with like an empanada and this is more like a Hot Pocket. We're not going to be making this version today, but the tool we're using can do this. Instead, we're focusing on this version right here. Now, the reason that I love these little guys is they are a snack. Hot Pockets are a staple in my lunch repertoire. I normally go to Walmart and I buy like the big box of them and they last me a while for at the office. They're also incredibly versatile. If you are making these, you can fill them with pretty much anything you want. In fact, we're going to show you a few different ways to fill these today. And I usually make my own dough for this, but I got kind of excited because I found that this little can of Pillsbury, they're not the grande ones, they're the smaller ones. This is the perfect size for the tool that we're using. And it comes in this little 5-pack, which is also really nice because that's the perfect size for one rack on our air fryer. So this is what we're going to use today. And these have zero waste. When I make my own dough, or if you roll out pizza dough and you cut the little holes out, you're left over with scraps on the edges that just don't do what you want it to do. So this is what we're going to do today. Let's get into it. All right, as we get started here, you can see I've got this little bag. This is where we're going to put our frozen ones left over. We can write on there with a dry erase marker and come to it later. We're not going to do that. We're going to eat them. But if you want to save them in the microwave, that's a great option there. So what I got here is I have the Pampered Chef Empanada Maker. This works in a couple different ways. You can either make the big ones that I showed you by doing this, or you can put your dough in and you can fold it like that. It does come with this little spoon-looking thingy here. I'm not using that. I'm going to use this instead. And if you don't have one of these, that's okay. You can fold it and close it with a fork, but this just makes life a heck of a lot easier. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our biscuits. This is always the scary part. Okay, didn't do anything. Hey, I did it! My wife said I had to hit the corner, but I didn't, and she was wrong. So, ha ha ha, I still win. So there we are. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 biscuits. And like I said, the reason that I like these is because they're zero waste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little flour, I'm going to put it on my tool, I'm going to put that down like that, and then I'm going to flip it around. And then I'm going to use this tool right here. Now this is actually the Pampered Chef boat press. We bought it because we wanted to use, it has these 3 attachments on this size, and we've actually never used it until now. And the part of it I'm using is the handle, because the handle is just like the perfect size to squish down in there. And oh, it makes a little Pampered Chef logo. I didn't realize that before. That's cool. And then we're going to just do the rest of it with our hands. And we're going to spread it out until the dough is coming right over the edge onto those little crimpy doodles there. And then I've got my options here. First one I'm going to make is probably actually one of my favorites, which is breakfast. So this is sausage and hamburger. We're going to put a healthy scoop in there. You don't want to overfill it, otherwise it's not going to work. And then we're going to put a little bit of cheese and we're going to push it down inside. Again, we don't want it to come out the edges, otherwise it's going to pop when we go. And we're going to align it to these little rims right here. And so we're going to take that and we're going to start to fold it up. And as we come up, we're just going to keep pushing that dough down. And then that dough is going to come out and it's going to squeeze. And there is our first little guy right there, our sausage and egg little empanada slash Hot Pocket slash breakfast treat. So breakfast, good, boom, ready to go. Next up, I'm going to take another one. Again, we're going to dab a little bit of flour in there. Boom, put that down like that, put it like that. We're going to take our little press and get that Pampered Chef logo nice and pretty inside of our Hot Pocket. And on that first one, I didn't get it far enough onto the edges. And so I'm going to learn my lesson. And we're going to go a little bit more over the edges so our dough has something to grab onto. And this time, we're just gonna make a little cheeseburger. So we're gonna take some hamburger, boom, pop that down. A little bit of cheese, because we're always gonna put cheese. Everything we're doing here is going to have cheese. You know why? Because cheese is amazing. And then we're gonna fold that guy up like that. Give it a nice squeeze. I like that little thing that poops out on the backside there. That's pretty cool. And then we're gonna open it up. This one looks a little prettier. Got a nice seal on all those edges. Set that aside. Now, if you were making this many varieties with one pack, you'd want a way to identify them. I'm just making lots of different ones to show you different things that can be made. So if you're making them different, you know, I don't know, take a permanent marker or something, write on it. Don't write on it with permanent marker. That was a joke. Please don't sue me. That would be a bad thing to do. I would just advise like making one kind at a time. Like, hey, I'm gonna make a batch of 5 pepperoni pizzas, which is the next one we're doing. And then make 5 of those, eat what you're gonna eat, freeze the rest, and have a good time with that. We're gonna push that back down, make sure we get it all up over the edges so we can get a good seal. And the last one we're gonna do today is a little bit of pizza sauce. Plop that right there in there. Get a pepperoni. We're gonna tear that pepperoni up. And you know what? I'm adventurous. Let's put in another pepperoni because one pepperoni is not enough. Tear it up. This time we're gonna use some mozzarella cheese. And then we're just gonna fold that guy up, get it nice and sealed. Look at the little poop box on the bottom there. I should stop saying that. You're not gonna wanna eat something if I keep calling it, but it poofs out the back. It's the engineering of it. And we're just gonna squish that to get a nice seal on it. And boom, that guy's gonna come out like that. Let's finish the job. See, that's what happens if you don't pull it all the way up over the edge. You're not gonna get crimped all the way. I'm gonna go ahead and make up the last couple of these, and then we're gonna get over and bake them. All right, so this is something that definitely takes a little bit of practice to do, something that I have not practiced enough. Part of the problem is if you don't get the dough up to the edge where the crimps are, you're gonna get these little breaks, these little leaks like this. Let's show you that. Like that, and you'll get little breaks. It's still gonna taste good. You can get a fork and pinch that down if you want. But what we are gonna do is, I also didn't label any of these, and so we're gonna have Hot Pocket surprise, but that's okay because life is beautiful. We've got our little Pampered Chef spritzer, and we're just gonna go ahead and spray some oil onto our thingy there. And then my wife's looking at me because I just did that over the counter with nothing behind it, but hey, you know, magic of television. And then if you want to put an egg wash on this, you can. Ours turned out pretty good without it, so we're not going to. And like I said, 5 of these fit pretty beautifully onto our little rack here, and then we're gonna get them in the air fryer. So we got our air fryer. I'm gonna put that on. Let's put it on this middle rack here. Haha, it'll go, I promise. There we go. And then we're gonna put it on custom 350, and we're gonna do it for 12 minutes, and then we're gonna flip it at the 6-minute mark. Boom, let's go. And that beep means we're at the halfway mark, so we're gonna flip them over. Alright, and there we have, you can tell which ones the pizza ones are. They have a little bit of escapage going on, but all in all, it turned out pretty good. That one's good and sealed. I made a lot of those pizza ones because I knew I'd like them the most. Let's go ahead and put this on a plate and cut one of them up. This is how we find out what they are, because alright, that's definitely our breakfast one. These would be one of my favorite ones personally. And the pizza one, let's go ahead and cut one of them, even though you can kind of see it already. Just all sorts of amazing goodness. Hey, there you have it. We've got some super simple Hot Pockets. Great for freezing, great for a meal, 5 at a time, great for one person. If you like this kind of content, make sure you drop a like down below. It lets me know what kind of stuff you like to watch. With that, hey, we love you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.